welcome to our coverage of JK Tyre FMSCI National Racing Championships. My name is Sunanda Wong, and ladies and gentlemen, this is Raman Panoj.
Thank you so much, Sunanda. This particular program run by JK Tyre is one of the most comprehensive and cost-effective racing programs run not just in the country, but in the world as well. And it comprises of three categories: the JK Touring cars, the Formula LGB4, and the Premier class, which is the Euro JK16 series.
Now, the championship, of course, spans 4 rounds, specially designed tracks. But today, we'll be tracking all the action that happened in round 1 in Coimbatore. And in fact, to kickstart our show today, we'll be looking at the Premier category, which is, of course, the Euro JK16 series.
Right then, the stage was set for the JK Tyre FMSCI National Racing Championship, the first race of round 1, and this was the Euro JK16 series, the fastest cars in India in Formula Racing and young drivers in action, 12 of them, as the race got underway with Kush Maini starting off on pole position. Nayan Chatterjee was on P2, Krishnaraj Mahadik on P3, Ricky Donnison, the national karting champion, on P4, Akash Gowda on P5, Ajay Kinney on P6, Anandit Reddy Konda as well. But there were early problems for Manav Sharma in car number 6, as some of the young drivers were still coming to terms with the pace on these cars, as we just saw Krishnaraj Mahadik struggle as well. But presence of mind shown by the young driver, allowing other cars to pass before he got back onto the racetrack to ensure that there was no unruly incident. Picturesque view of the Kari Motor Speedway in Coimbatore, where this opening round of the JK Tyre FMSCI National Racing Championship was being held. Picturesque settings indeed, and a legendary racetrack where these young racers were putting their racing skills to the test. Kush Maini got off to a brilliant start, no problems for the young driver in car number 1, as he was well and truly ahead of the rest of the pack was the lad from Bangalore. But then there were the likes of Nayan Chatterjee, Ricky Donnison, Akash Gowda, Ajay Kinney, Anandit Reddy, Akhil Rabindra, Anand Shanmugam, Dhruv Mohite, Mohammad Nalwala, Manav Sharma. They were all trying to make their presence felt on the racetrack. Early on wasn't the best of starts for Dhruv Mohite, but you could say the same for Kush Maini. The lad from Bangalore was doing exceedingly well. Nayan Chatterjee had fallen off the pace, but you'd have to say that Anandit Reddy Konda and Akhil Rabindra had picked up the pace, and they were both going head to head against each other in an opportunity to get onto the podium. But Kush Maini was well and truly ahead of the rest of the pack, and he wasn't being challenged at all. Remember, he'd qualified on pole position for this race, and he held on to that lead all the way to the checkered flag. It was a second place finish as far as Akhil Rabindra was concerned, and it was Anandit Reddy Konda who came in third. Proud moment there for the young driver. This is photograph click with Mr. Sanjay Sharma, the head of motorsport JK Tyre.
Race 1 was really good, got a good start, and yeah, basically just put my head down from there and didn't try and make mistakes, and just put my focus onto the track and won the race. Yeah, I was really happy.
I was a bit disappointed with my qualifying, but made some personal mistakes on many of the laps, and that therefore didn't get a good result. But I was very happy with my race. I started 8th and got a good start and got a good run into turn 1 and into turn 2, and I was fortunate to finish second with.
Got a superb start, and then was third. Kind of tried to catch Akhil through that, and yeah, that's settled for third, unfortunately, but I'll take it for the first time in the car.
Kush Maini registering his first win in the first race of the season in the JK Euro 16 series of the JK Tyre FMSCI National Racing Championship. But his statemate Akhil Rabindra was also there, giving him stiff competition, in fact in the end ending up on the podium.
Well, bravo to the young lads. Now, talking about the LGB category, which is the most dependable category, where they actually gave an opportunity to the young karters to get into a single-seater Formula race car.
Absolutely. So let's take a look at what happened in race 1 of the Formula LGB4.
Right then, we're all set for race action in the Formula LGB4 category. It's Ashwin Sundar who starts off on pole, Vishnu Prasad behind him, then Sudarshan Rao, Rohit Khanna, Saran Vikram, Diljit TS, and the cars are off. That's the grid for you, the qualifying grid, as the race gets underway. Remember, this is the JK Tyre FMSCI National Racing Championship, and action coming to you from the Curry Motor Speedway in Coimbatore. Good start by Vishnu Prasad, but Saran Vikram was also looking to challenge in the mid-pack, but Ashwin Sundar making the early move on Vishnu Prasad and overtaking him to take the lead. But for how long can he hold on? That's the big question, because as we see a picturesque view of the Curry Motor Speedway from the height of that camera angle, it's Vishnu Prasad who's once again taken the lead. Ashwin Sundar slipped down to second. Sudarshan Rao is running third. There's Rohit Khanna in fourth. There's Saran Vikram, Diljit, Raghu Rangasamy, Brian Pereira, Sneha Sharma, Anshul Shah, Meera Erda, Arya Singh, Ashwin Datta, Anupam Singh, Thagat Mukherjee, Akshay Kapoor, Anjan Patodia, Rupesh Shivakumar and Sudanan Daniel Rajan. So it's a packed grid of 19 drivers in this Formula LGB4 category. The man who's leading the pack is Vishnu Prasad in car number 6. A very strong start for the Chennai lad. Remember, he started off on P2, did Vishnu, but he overtook Ashwin Sundar in the opening lap itself, and he's held on to that lead now after trading and jostling for places. But the challenge now for Vishnu is that he's going to run into some back markers, and you can see one right in front of him in car number 22. Anupam Singh making way for him, and that's just the right thing to do for the back markers. This could be a challenge for the race leaders. Got to be very careful because you'll be lapping quite a few cars. You don't want to lose the momentum and the speed that you've built up. But what this will do is it'll give a chance to Ashwin Sundar to try and catch up, because if Vishnu Prasad starts slowing down, Ashwin gets the chance to get close enough, and on the straight, that's when he could look to use the slipstream and try and overtake Vishnu. Ashwin Sundar using the slipstream. He's overtaken Vishnu Prasad. Vishnu taking the inside line now, coming out of C2 into C3 on that chicane. He regains the lead. That's very good driving by Vishnu Prasad. Now this could be close as we head into the business end of this 15-lap race. Oh, the tires touching there. Ashwin's gone into a spin on the final lap. That's going to allow Sudarshan Rao to go past him. Oh, this is tragedy for Ashwin Sundar, but it's victory for Vishnu Prasad. He will go on and take the checkered flag. Sudarshan Rao has played the perfect poacher, waited for the mistake from Ashwin. He will finish second, and Ashwin will have to settle for third spot on his comeback trail.
Towards the end, Ashwin caught up, and I think we had a couple of contacts with each other, and yeah, I mean, I think lucky we both came off untouched. Yeah, it was a good race.
I mean, yesterday I was nowhere up to the pace. Vishnu said I was 2 seconds off the pace, so the team did a great job to get me up there, and I had the pace similar to Ashwin for about 7-8 laps, so we passed each other a couple of times. Then he had a little more pace, and I caught up in traffic and made few mistakes. So, but in the end, they both had a good fight, and I was there to take one position when he spun.
Yeah, I've been always racing with Vishnu, I think from back 2002. I think that's like 14-15 years now. So we both started karting together, and from then on we were 1-2 in many occasions, and same has happened now as well. I'm really happy because I've come back after 3 years.
So time for the podium finishers now to collect their silverware from Mr. Rajan Shyal. Third place finish for Ashwin Sundar. Second place for Sudarshan Rao. But a proud moment for Vishnu Prasad of Meko Racing as he takes the winner's trophy.
Time for us to slip into a short break, but don't go anywhere.
Because coming up is a chat with Mr. Sanjay Sharma, head of motorsport, JK Tyre.
कुछ भी लगा दो, इट्स ओके यार, क्या फर्क पड़ता है, इट्स ओके यार. इससे ज़्यादा दिमाग तो तुम लोग बाल कटवाने में लगा देते हो, और टायर्स में कुछ भी. सैकड़ों गाड़ियाँ दौड़ रही हैं, माँ पीछे बैठी है, पर इट्स ओके यार. बीवी बच्चे को बिठा के चलाते हो, गड्ढे हैं, रिस्क है, इट्स ओके यार. हाँ ठीक है, एक्सीडेंट ही तो होगा, मर ही तो जाओगे, बट इट्स ओके यार. क्योंकि सब कुछ टायर्स पे ही डिपेंड करता है. इसलिए जेके टायर्स लाए हैं 2 व्हीलर टायर्स ब्लेज, हाइब्रिड टेक्नोलॉजी वाले रेस ट्रैक टेस्टेड टायर जो दें आपको टोटल कंट्रोल. तो अब से टायर्स में सिर्फ जेके इज ओके. जेके टायर, टोटल कंट्रोल.
फिर से लेट.
Chill guys.
चिल. सैम, वो गाना याद है?
Congratulations, we have lost our way. रास्ता पूछने में तेरा क्या जाता था बे?
Guys, chill. I'm in control.
Yeah, right. बिना परमिशन के तेरे पापा की गाड़ी और फंस गया ना तो जाएगी दाढ़ी. Break मार, turn around, यार. Break मार, turn around, यार. Break मार, turn around, यार. Break मार, turn around.
ट्रिप्स वही याद रहती हैं जो एज पर प्लान ना जाए. ऐसी ही ट्रिप्स के लिए JK Tyre Ranger series with superior braking. Stop from 100 to 0 in 4 seconds. JK Tyre, total control.
And like we said after the break, we have Mr. Sanjay Sharma with us, the head of Motorsport JK Tyre. Sir, welcome to the studio first of all.
Thank you.
What's new this season?
This season is the 19th continuous year, and I don't think there is any other precedent where you have a championship, a series, a packaging which has lasted so long. And we as every year, first and foremost, we try and do a lot for packaging, the technical packaging. And that's how we've introduced the new cars which have come with a totally new technical package. We've got the shifters instead of the conventional gear systems that we had last year. The kids are now very, very close to what they drive internationally and what they get to drive here in this country. Then the program itself, because everyone on the grid has come from the lower ranks, they've risen to get their positions here. And as I'm informed that during the testing and everything, that the top 90% of the grid is within the same second. So in our technical parlance, as an organizer, we can't be asking for anything more.
So 19 years, it's a good marriage.
Yes, it is.
The other interesting part is, let's talk about another alliance between JK Tyre and Euro International. The fact that this Euro JK16 series has been run very successfully, where you're grooming 12 drivers season on season. What's the road ahead for them?
It's actually a fantastic partnership, and outside of Formula One, or I would say the top echelons of motorsport, this is one of the finest outfits that exists world over. They have their base in Italy, but also has got their extension properties in US. So I think our kids are in the safe hands, and it's fantastic when you see that you have engineers who are handling these kids. Their average age is 50. And they've handled, like, they boast of saying that we've handled 6 world champions and 5 world champions. And I think there's a lot to learn from this outfit. The chief itself, Antonio, he's got some enormous experience behind him. And the best part to see on the grid is it's the other way around. The drivers are listening and the engineers are telling. So I don't think that you can get a better packaging than this.
Hardy, just quickly tell us about this unflinching support that JK Tyre has had towards Indian motorsport over so many decades, in fact over 2 decades now. Do you finally see that vision that the company or the chairman started off with fructifying?
I think it is really worth admiring, because way back to almost 2.5 decades back, when we set out, we were very clear that we wanted to be involved with the sport, which has some involvement with the product category that we are in. This was not just a branding exercise for us, and as they say, the rest is history, because the kind of money that we've spent on infrastructure and development of all the sports persons, and today we boost that anybody and everybody who has done anything in the world of international motorsport has come from JK Tyre's stable. I think we can't be asking for anything more.
Thank you, sir, for chatting with us. It sure looks like a bright future.
Thanks.
Well, on that note, very quickly, let's take a look at racing action from the JK Touring Cars category of the JK Tyre FMSCI National Racing Championship.
So the stage is set for the JK Touring Cars to come out onto the racetrack at the Kari Motor Speedway and race. It's Ashish Ramaswamy who starts off on pole. Vidya Prakash starts off on P2. It'll be interesting to see how they go. There's Radha Selvaraj as well. There's Raj Kumar. There's K. Kumar on the grid. It'll be very interesting to see what is actually going to transpire in this race. It's a fantastic start for Ashish Ramaswamy in car number 59, straight away making the most of that P1 position, but a jostle going on there between K. Kumar and Radha Selvaraj. So that's very interesting to see, the early mid-pack battle, but up front there are no problems for Ashish Ramaswamy. A DNS for B. Vijay Kumar, that's a little disappointment for the seasoned pro from Coimbatore who's looking on and seeing the race unfold by the sidelines. But Ashish Ramaswamy, it'll be interesting to see what he can do in this race. A very strong start, getting the better of C. Rajaram in the early challenges. He's holding on to the lead. Rajaram is pushing him in car number 60 is Rajaram as we head into the final lap of this 10-lap race. It's been a very good race so far for Ashish Ramaswamy of Red Rooster Performance Racing, and he's going to take the checkered flag as well. Brilliant race for Ramaswamy, a start to finish race for him. Rajaram comes in second. D. Vidya Prakash will finish third.
That's what allowed the other cars to catch up to me, but after that, once I got my rhythm in, I just pulled away. I'd like to thank Leela Krishnan, Red Rooster, the whole team, and JK Tyre for inviting us here for their championship, and also last but not least, my parents as well.
And there's Arman Ibrahim doing the honours, presenting the trophies. D. Vidya Prakash was third. Second place finish for Raja Ram. And that's Ashish Ramaswamy from Bengaluru, a proud winner.
Raman, what a fantastic start by Ashish Ramaswamy.
Absolutely, Sunanda. He got the better of the more experienced and seasoned veterans like Raja Ram and Vidya Prakash.
Yes. Oh, well, we'll slip into a short break, but we'll come back with more races. Of course, you're watching JK Tyre FMSCI National Racing Championship. Stay tuned.
कुछ भी लगा दो, इट्स ओके यार, क्या फर्क पड़ता है, इट्स ओके यार। इससे ज़्यादा दिमाग तो तुम लोग बाल कटवाने में लगा देते हो, और टायर्स में कुछ भी। सैकड़ों गाड़ियाँ दौड़ रही हैं, माँ पीछे बैठी है, पर इट्स ओके यार। बीवी बच्चे को बिठा के चलाते हो, गड्ढे हैं, रिस्क है, इट्स ओके यार। हाँ ठीक है, एक्सीडेंट ही तो होगा, मर ही तो जाओगे, बट इट्स ओके यार, क्योंकि सब कुछ टायर्स पे ही डिपेंड करता है। इसलिए जेके टायर्स लाए हैं 2 व्हीलर टायर्स ब्लेज, हाइब्रिड टेक्नोलॉजी वाले रेस ट्रैक टेस्टेड टायर्स जो दें आपको टोटल कंट्रोल। तो अब से टायर्स में सिर्फ जेके इज ओके। जेके टायर, टोटल कंट्रोल।
फिर से लेट।
Chill, guys.
Chill? Sam, वो गाना याद है?
Congratulations, we have lost our way. रास्ता पूछने में तेरा क्या जाता था बे?
Guys, chill. I'm in control.
Yeah, right.
बिना परमिशन के तेरे पापा की गाड़ी, वो फंस गया ना तो जाएगी दाढ़ी। Break मार, turn around, यार। Break मार, turn around, यार। Break मार, turn around, यार। Break मार, turn around।
ट्रिप्स वही याद रहती हैं जो एज पर प्लान ना जाए। ऐसी ही ट्रिप्स के लिए JK Tyre Ranger series with superior braking. Stop from 100 to 0 in 4 seconds. JK Tyre, total control.
Welcome back. You're watching action from the JK Tyre FMSCI National Racing Championship. I'm Raman Manoj, and with me is Sunanda Wong.
And we caught up with the head of Euro International, Antonio Ferrari. Let's see what he had to say.
Well, this is a wonderful car, the JK Euro 16 that's being used in one of the categories at the JK Tyre FMSCI National Racing Championship. And I have here with me the man who can tell us the most about this car, the owner of Euro International, Mr. Antonio Ferrari. Warm welcome, sir. It's a wonderful piece of machinery that some of these young Indian drivers are driving on the circuit. Could you just talk us through the basic highlights of the car per se?
JK16 is an evolution of the Formula BMW car that has been run for many years, including in India in the last 3 years. We have done a completely modification on the car in the gearbox part, running the new paddle shifted gearbox and modify the car in several pieces, aerodynamic pieces. There is an update on the type by JK, and the performance of the car is much faster than last year.
How much speed can you get in this car in case you're on the straight? For an average viewer watching this telecast,
The speed of a race car are dictated by the ratios that you mount on the car. So if this power is only, this car has 160 horsepower, limited power, but we're able to run speed around 240 kilometers an hour with the longer ratios on this car. Depends on the aerodynamics, it depends the track you run.
so could you just talk us through that? How does racing in a car like this actually help the driving aspirations of drivers looking to move ahead in Formula racing?
The proven example of this, because I was the man that put the first time in a race car, Formula One driver like Felipe Nasser, Carlos Sainz Jr., Daniel Kvyat, or the last Indianapolis 500 winner Alexander Rossi. Actually, these are the cars where they start. So I know better than anyone in the world what taken for a race car driver come from a go-kart to the first time in a car, that this specific car, and now in Formula One. Only 5 years ago, these people that race Formula One in racing with Europe with me.
You know, you've seen a lot of Indian drivers over the last few years race in this car or this particular category. How do you think it's helped them in their skill set over the last 3 years or so of racing in this car?
But I have a few samples, very important. Like Joe Maini did very well in Formula 3, he's doing very well in GP3. I think Ricky Donovan, for me, it shows the potential of new drivers. He can do very well on this car. And we don't have Prasad racing anymore, but Vishnu did a fantastic job in the last 3 years. And he should have run in a better class, in higher category, if he has the money and the program behind him.
So the stage was set for race 2 of the Euro JK16 series in round 1 of the JK Tyre FMSCI National Racing Championship, and straight away it was a slow start for Kush Maini on pole position. Remember, he didn't get off to the best of starts as the lights went off, and straight away the lead was snatched by Anandit Reddy Konda, who jumped from 3rd spot into the lead. Ricky Donovan also did exceedingly well. He was running 2nd, and then came this horrendous incident involving Akhil Rabindra and Ricky Donovan. Ricky Donovan's car colliding with Akhil Rabindra, whose car turned turtle. The race, of course, was red flag, but luckily for Akhil Rabindra, the car safety specs are just so solid, and the recovery team was there to ensure that the incident did not get out of hand. Akhil Rabindra came out unscathed from that incident, albeit he wasn't able to continue in the race. The race was restarted, albeit with a lesser number of cars who rejoined the race, and here it was a question of whether Anandit Reddy Konda could retain the lead, or will Ricky Donovan have the pace to go past him. Remember, the start grid for race 2 was determined by the result order of race 1, which meant the competitors lined up on the grid in the order in which they had finished race 1, but when the race got red flag, they took positions as per the running order of these drivers when the incident happened, when the race got red flagged. So Kush Maini had fallen by the wayside. The big question was, would Anandit Reddy Konda go on and take a checkered flag here for the first time this season? The cars, remember, the JK Euro 16 cars were the fastest of the lot. Ricky Donovan, though, moved into the lead. The multiple-time national karting champion, who got a full season in the JK Euro 16 series, was very keen to prove his mettle, and he was putting in a very strong showing, oblivious to the fact that he had a jump start that was given against him when the race had begun. Two competitors in car number 8 and car number 5. Those were cars belonging to Ricky Donovan and Dhruv Mohite. They were already being scrutinized by the race steward for a jump start, which would mean a 10-second penalty. I repeat again, he had a 10-second penalty coming his way because of a jump start to this race, which would mean he'd fall down in the pecking order irrespective of whether he takes the checkered flag or not in this race. A similar fate awaited Dhruv Mohite as well, the lad from Kolhapur. And that was something that Krishnaraj Mahadik, Anandit Reddy Konda, Akash Gowda, Nayan Chatterjee would all be very keen to make the most of. And that's the reason why you could see them putting in some fast laps, albeit the checkered flag was taken by Donovan. But The confirmation was that he would be penalized at least 6 positions, and he would go on and finish 6th overall in the standings. And the race win would be awarded to Krishnaraj Mahadik. Anandit Reddy would come in 2nd, Akash Gowda finished 3rd.
I got into 5th in corner 1, and then I managed to pass Akash and Anandit. But yeah, Ricky drove really well as well. Yes, tomorrow is the reverse grid, and it's definitely not going to be easy because we've got a really tough competition over here, and the pace is really close. No one's really too far away. So I'm definitely looking forward for it, and to have a good start for the season. Yeah.
I think it'll all come down to the start, like Krishna said. Everyone's pretty close in terms of pace. The start is absolutely important because Kari, there are a few passing places, and everyone being so close, it adds to the difficulty of passing. So that's totally important, and adapting to certain things that are coming up with the car would absolutely play a crucial role, I think.
I got a good start, then from 8th to straight away a 3rd in the first corner itself. And then I was trying to fight with the leaders, and then I lost the rear, and I went out slightly on the mud. So that just gave the gap. And then later on I started, panicking, because of the pressure. I'm like, because they're all pulling away, and I'm like, the people behind are catching up, and I kept making mistakes.
The race win would be awarded to Krishnaraj Mahadik. Anandit Reddy would come in 2nd, Akash Gowda finished 3rd.
The motivation was intense, and so was the competition. As we showed you the first set of races of this opening round of the JK Tyre FMSCI National Racing Championship, but in the next episode, we'll show you all that transpired in the remaining races of this round.
Well, until next time, this is Sunanda Wong and Raman Binod saying goodbye and God bless.